Hey Flosstube, it's Amy. Welcome back to Amityville, part 2, because you gotta have a sequel, right? If you've seen Scream, you know. Um, please say you've seen Scream, because I love Scream. But I live my life in song lyrics and movie quotes. So that's gonna happen. Um, yeah, the first thing that I want to do before we get into all of this stuff that's happening over here. Um, I really want to thank everybody who subscribed and who liked and who commented. And I mean, yeah, that just sort of really surprised me a little, I guess. Um, in a good way. There were no bad surprises. Um, though one thing that sort of stands out is that people actually sincerely commented that they appreciate the fact that I'm so real. Um, that that gave me pause. And the reason why is because in my real life, my everyday existence, I get told to tone that down because I'm a lot. You know, I'm not shy, I'm honest. I try not to be mean. You know, I'm not brutally honest, but I mean, if you ask my opinion, I'm going to give it to you. That's just how I am. And sometimes if you don't ask for my opinion, I'm probably going to give it to you anyway, but I don't know. I don't like unsolicited advice. So I'm not real good at the advice, but I'm real good with a sarcastic comment. So there you go. If you're looking for that, find me. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much. And to you guys who have shouted me out in your videos, wow, that blew me away. That was just so cool. To hear my name come out of Elena's mouth, that made my day. That literally made my day. So I want to thank you, Elena, because that was the coolest shit ever. And to Michelle Bendy Stitchy for the amazing shout out. I mean, the things that she said about me, yeah, I felt all good about myself. Um, okay, so again, thank you guys for real. I really appreciate that. Um, the next thing that I want to cover in the appreciation category is the last video I talked about how I was doing Frederick the Literate, which is a Dimensions kit, and that I was going to convert it to Stephen King, all of that, which, made people kind of lift an eyebrow like, huh, what? So people were curious. Me too, because as I was doing it, yeah, it was done completely. I didn't chart any of this. I went completely freehand and all of that. So it was just as much of a surprise to me as it was to anybody else. But I posted my finish on Stitch Mania. And if you're on Stitch Mania, which everybody is on Stitch Mania, thousands of people are on Stitch Mania. And I think it was about that many who liked the picture of my finish. I just threw it on there to say, hey guys, this is my first finish of 2018, and here it is. And I broke it down a little bit to what it was. The amount of people who liked it, there were over 1,000. There were over 1,000 people. That shocked the crap out of me. the comments were so amazing. So amazing. People were saying, you need to send this to Stephen King. You need to show it to him. And you know, the thing of it is that the only thing that stopped me from doing that is the fact that, yeah, I realized that I made it my own, but it wasn't my design. And, you know, I sort of took someone else's work and altered it, you know, because it's just for me. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not doing any of that. But I didn't want to send it to him, even with the wording of it not, you know, this isn't my design. I just altered it to this specification. No, no. I mean, he's a writer, so, you know, plagiarism and all of that kind of thing. Not that that's what this is at all, but it just made me feel awkward. So, yeah, totally not. Though my kid went behind my back and tweeted it to him or whatever. I don't know about any follow-up on that. Don't want to know. Okay, so I'm gonna show that now so that I can get that out of the way and I can stop looking at it. And McKenna. I told you before that I think that my dad is somehow channeling you, because as soon as I was done with it, he threw it in a frame immediately, for placement, because we needed to see about a mat, because it needs to be matted. I took it out of the frame to show it. So, yeah, I did the opposite of McKenna. But I wanted to save her some... I didn't want her to have a nervous breakdown watching me take it out of the frame. So I did you a favor there, McKenna. Yeah, so this is what it's supposed to look like. You know, with the cat books and the cat stuff. And I like cats. I like cats a whole bunch. I've had many of them in my life, but I didn't want it to be that cat themed. So this is my finish. This is my Frederick the Literate. Let me lift it up here so you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can read on there how I changed them. Yeah, like I said, I didn't chart any of this. I'm not a designer. No. When the books were all stitched, I just kind of went and thought, and you know what? His titles are very long. And stitching and back stitching is not my favorite. Letters are not my favorite. So this sort of became, though a labor of love, sort of a pain in the ass, because man, I threw it a couple of times. My husband Sean sort of would just kind of turn around and look at me like, are you mad at me? Why are you throwing things at me? I was just throwing it in his general direction, as if to say, please get this out of my face. But it is done now. I will kind of scan over so you guys can hopefully see well, let's see. Okay, here on the dark half, if you guys have read the dark half, you'll know about the character George Stark. I put his name on the book there as a reference to that. So we have the lover loser thing from It, and the Christine book here has the Plymouth Fury symbol on there. We have the Ka symbol from the Dark Tower series. Down here we have the little paper boat from It that Georgie was playing with before he met Pennywise. I wasn't about to chart Pennywise. That wasn't happening. So it's paper boat, and quite frankly, I kind of hate it, but it is what it is, and I wasn't taking it out. We have the red rum thing, and it's attached. I kind of made it into a little thing. I'm going to totally fold this over, even though it's all ironed and whatnot. But it has the room number, 217. In the movie, it's room number 237. I wanted to stay true to the book because this is a book piece. Yes, so over here, the only short story that I represented was 1408. Because that was the first short story that I ever read by him that literally, I mean, it kept me up at night. It scared me to death. And I love it. The movie kind of sucks. But the short story is excellent. And then down here I just made all of this, you know, because they all looked alike. I just sort of did the Dark Tower books with the Roman numerals at the bottom. Yeah. So I think it came out pretty good. I don't hate it. And, you know, the cat's face is just adorable. You know, it's just adorable. So that is that. That is done. That is my Stephen King conversion of Frederick the Literate. Yeah. I don't hate it. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about, the last time I mentioned, you know, I've been stitching for, I think, about 17 years now. I have a lot of finishes, not a lot of FFOs. I un-FFO them in order to show them, but it wasn't completely FFO'd. It really does need a mat. But I have a lot of finishes. I pulled these out to show them, as I said that I would, and this bit is probably going to be for calico. So, Christine, I promised you, since I've never stitched anything other than a kit, so this is all kit stuff. I have the pictures of, you know, what it's supposed to look like, and for a lot of them, and then some I don't have pictures for, so I might remember the title, I might not, but we're gonna go with it. So in no particular order, because I have I don't keep records. I don't know when I start things and when I finish things, and yeah, I probably need to work on that too, but I just stitch to stitch, man, because it's fun and it's my therapy. And stabbing fabric has saved a lot of lives. I'll go with that. Come on. I wear black. I have worn black every single day of my life since I was 17 years old. I'm an old school goth chick. Prison orange and me? No. So I stab fabric. So, let's go with the ones that I don't have pictures of first, to get those out of the way. I believe this one was called Cozy Cove. These are all dimensions. I don't think any of them aren't. I don't know. I'll know when I see it. But this is called Cozy Cove. I did this, I think it was sometime last year. If I did sign it, that'll be on there. Yeah, 17. So this is Cozy Cove. This was fun. This was fun. I backstitched. This is the only one that I backstitched as I went, and oh, the sanity that saves. You think that I would learn from that. I do not, because I hate backstitching. I hate it. Some of these aren't even backstitched. Um, some because I don't feel as though it warranted it. Some of it because most of these, when I do them, I give them, my dad ends up with most of them. Come on, let's face it. He's my biggest fan. Um, and he doesn't see the need for the backstitching. Okay. I'm his biggest fan too, just because of that. But yeah, this one needed it though, and that was a fun stitch. That wasn't bad. But man, backstitching as you go, that is the key. That's the key. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee because coffee, and coffee makes me happy. I see all you guys with your coffee cups, and I love that. And I do collect coffee cups, and those little tiny regular coffee cups they're adorable. They're not for me. I need big ass coffee cups because you just do, right? You do. Okay, this one, I think this was also last year. No, this was 2015. Wow, this seemed like it took years to do. This one is called Maggie the Messmaker. Yeah, that's what this one is. This is Maggie. I started this thing 3 times. 3 times. One I just completely threw away. It's supposed to be on, is it beige fabric? Beige fabric. No, that went in the garbage. I was about halfway through stitching it and realized that I had the fabric the wrong way. I was stitching it this way instead of this way. Oh, I was pissed. That went in the garbage. I hated Maggie. But I do like the design, and it took me a long time to decide that I was going to start again, because the first time I think I started when I was still married to my ex-husband, and when I left and all that, I think I left it behind. Started again, trashed it, and then this time. So 3 times. But yeah, see, she's not backstitched in the sense that there's like, threads and stuff all through there, and I didn't put that on there. I didn't see the point, because there's so much going on in this anyway. But this is her. This is Maggie. She was the bane of my existence for quite a long time. This one is absolutely for my dad. I mean, this was a gift to him. My dad loves Native American everything. If I could pan you around this room right now, you would see that most of it is decorated with Native American decor. That's his thing. He loves the Native American style. He loves the Native Americans. So he picked out this kit and asked me to stitch it for him. So I did. This is old. This is probably 10 years old. 10 years old. So I don't know. Let's see, can you even see it? Let's put something behind it. There you go. I don't know what this was called, but he didn't have any of the Native American females, so he wanted one with a lady. So I did this for him. Like I said, it's probably a decade ago. I look at my backs from then and wow, that's before I knew any better. So yeah, that's the lady, Native American. No idea what that's called. Don't know if it's still in print. Couldn't tell you. Don't know anything. Don't know anything about that. Okay, this next one is more recent. This was last year. I did this one for my mom as a gift. This is called In Her Garden, I think. Yeah. And that's her. I think she looks like Princess Diana. As I was stitching it, as she was coming together, I'm like, she looks like someone I know. Yeah, she looks like Princess Diana. Don't know her, but know her, because you know. You just know these people, right? Yeah, so this is In Her Garden. That green almost killed me. When you all know, when you're stitching it and you're just looking at this, and you know how many different shades of green are in here. I mean, there's like probably 16 different greens, right? But when you show it to people, they don't realize how many greens are in here, but you get so sick of looking at green. I hated green when I was done. I knew the next one that I was going to do wasn't going to have a damn bit of green in it. But yeah, she took about 3 months. But like I said, I'm a one whip girl, so this was constant, you know. This wasn't rotation or anything like that. This is definitely just one whip at a time. So it took about 3 months, something like that. I'm just going to keep using this little backing thing. This was the back of the frame. Okay, this one also was done last year. This one was for my dad. I think this was done for his birthday last year. So this is coming up on a year old. I don't remember the name of this. But my dad always loved snow scenes and that kind of thing. So I saw this, thought of him immediately, and I stitched this for him. He loves it. He loves it. Which is great because, you know, by the time I get done stitching them, I usually hate them. So for someone else to appreciate them, that's important. So yeah, when looking at it when it's done though, the colors in that sky are kick-ass. So yeah, I don't remember the name of it. It is still in print. I've seen it a bunch. So yeah, that one's that one. And this one, which I don't have the picture for, this was done in 2016. This was a gift for my husband Sean. He loves tigers. That's his favorite animal. And I gave this to him for his birthday. So I think this was called In the Wild. I think is what it was called. So yeah, this was not a bad stitch, you know. It really wasn't. I thought it was going to be kind of boring because, you know, there's not a whole bunch of colors in it, but there's more than you think, because there's always more than you think. But I think this came out pretty good. One day I'll get it framed for him. But I think it came out pretty good. Pretty good. He appreciated it. That's what matters, right? Okay, these I actually do have pictures for. Christine, I know that you have seen this one because you've done it and you're the reason that I did it. But this one is Feeding Frenzy by Dimensions. I just thought the colors in it were gorgeous. I'm not really a bird person, but when I saw Calico doing it, every time she would show it, I'm like, wow, that is really, because the pictures never do it justice. But when I was seeing her stitching, I knew I had to do it. So I did. This one was done last year. So here is my, let me put it on that backing. It's probably the closest that any of them will ever get to a frame by putting it on the back of one. So yeah, so this is it. This is my finish of Feeding Frenzy. Feasting Frenzy, right? Feasting Frenzy. Feeding Frenzy is sharks, and I would love to do a shark piece one day. So I'm one of those crazy ass people that want to go down in a shark cage and feed them and stuff. I want to do it. I'm never gonna do it. I have anxiety. Not happening. But it's nice to dream, right? So yeah, that's how mine came out. The colors are just beautiful. They really, really are. So that one is Calico's Fault. So Christine, I know you've seen that one. This one, I don't know, I think I date them. This was 2015. This one is Parrot Tulips. Again, when I saw this, it was the colors that struck me. And I had to. I just had to. But this is another one that got thrown across the room on more than one occasion. Because it has the kit metallic. I go, nope. I'd rather work with Christmas tree tinsel than work with that shit. So yeah, there we go. I'm trying to pull these back so that you can see the whole thing, but you know, I gotta see what I'm showing you, and it's difficult. So yeah, these are all iron, though you wouldn't know because when you stitch them and you put them in a box, this is what happens. But yeah, the colors in this are gorgeous, but there's that metallic crap. Oh no. So yeah, I hated that. And if this piece called for any more of it, it didn't go in there because I was like, nope, and that went in the garbage because that's about the only place where that belongs. That was really a headache. This one is one of the Chinese kits, the NKF cross stitch kits, and I don't know, I just thought it was a cool design. It wasn't huge and I needed a break from huge, so I did this one in, did I sign this one? I did. This was done in 15. So this is it. Does it have a name? It's called Elegant Coffee Cup. I think they look more like teacups because again, coffee cup, nope, not for me. So yeah, this is, I just thought it was cute. I just thought it was cute and decided that I was going to go ahead and do it. So I did. And this is how it looks. Yeah. This was a quick stitch. You know, because there's not I don't think there was no back stitching in this. I mean, it didn't call for any, so it's not like I just purposely left it off. There was no back stitching in this. So, you know, this didn't really take long. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I have a couple of the Chinese kits. This is the only one I've stitched so far. They're affordable, I'll give you that. Okay, this is Fall Fairy. Yes. I know you guys have seen this one. It's very, very popular. She's gorgeous. Fall is my favorite season, obviously, because, you know, Halloween. My birthday's in October, so I literally get to celebrate all month long because my birthday's on the 1st, Halloween's on the 31st. Yep, I'm an October person. So when I saw this, I knew I had to do it. So I did. And she calls for beads, and you're going to notice there is not one bead on here because the thought of beads scares me to death. I've never beaded. And people have said, oh, it's easy, and once you do it, you'll love it. It's the getting there part. You know, anxiety. So I haven't... I'll probably go back and put beads on her because I'm doing the Woodland Enchantress right now, and she also goes for beads, so maybe I'll try with her, and then I'll go back and put them on here. But here she is. Yeah. She's kind of a favorite. The colors, again, the colors in here are just beautiful. They're beautiful. You get a little sick of orange, but I think that's with anything, you know. I don't mind confetti. I know a lot of people don't. I hate solid blocks of color. That drives me insane. Though, I mean, it's mindless. You know, it's definitely mindless. But, you know, this is confetti. A lot of confetti. And Dimensions is a lot of half stitch. A lot of half stitch. So they go a lot quicker than people think. I know that Miss Oh So Crafty, Stephanie, hi Stephanie, I know she's working on this right now. Hers looks amazing. I mean, hers looks like professional stuff. She could be a model stitcher, I swear. She's awesome. I believe she's kind of backstitching as she goes. I didn't do that. So at the end, I hated Fall Fairy. Fall Fairy could have kissed my ass. I hated her. But in the end, I'm glad I did that. Okay, this one was also last year. So this is Aurora. Yeah, I already knew when I started this. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hate blue. I hated blue. This has the blending filament, the kit blending filament. It sucks. Again, it's like working with tinsel from a Christmas tree. That's what it reminds me of. I don't see the point. I really don't see the point. But here she is, all done. I love the polar bear. He's amazing. I love him. You know, she's beautiful. She sort of reminds me a little bit of Daenerys from Game of Thrones. And who doesn't love her? Because, you know, mother of dragons and stuff. But, you know, he's not a dragon, he's a polar bear, so... But that's who she reminds me of, just looks-wise. She just kind of reminds me of her. But that polar bear, oh, look at him. Look at him. It's freaking adorable. I love him. Okay, We're getting to the end, guys. We really are. This is Gracious Era. As soon as I saw this, I knew I had to have it because this stuff, yeah, I love this kind of stuff. I really, 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 really do. Yeah, the whole Victorian thing, yeah, I love it. So, here we go. This is this. As much as I hated blue when I worked on Aurora, that blue in this lady's coat, I love that. And there's probably 6 shades, but oh, I love it. It's gorgeous. I mean, if I'm gonna look at blue, it's gonna be that shade. I like these two back here. You know these bitches back here are totally gossiping about these other people. I would be over here with them. They're my people. So, because when you're stitching people, you make up stories. You know you do. So, come on, we give things names and all of that. We spend a lot of time with this. So, you know what? When I was stitching them, I'm like, you know, they're probably talking about this lady here. Probably are. Probably like, look at that bitch. You know, it's what we'd all be saying because that coat. So, yeah. I also like the lady in red. I mean, come on. These colors, man, they're just so beautiful. So beautiful, and the horses are just adorable. So, yeah. This is Gracious Era by Dimensions Gold. I'll save that one for last because that's kind of my favorite. This one is a Charles Wysocki. I don't know if this is still in print. This was a gift given to me by my ex-mother-in-law many, 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 many years ago. And it just kind of went in my stash and I totally forgot about it. And then I decided that I was going to stitch it. I don't think I signed it. I'm going to say though that this was like 2014. So it's this one here. It is Country Heartland. And I just thought it was so, I mean, it's not my style at all, but I love the old-timey feel of it. It reminds me of like the Waltons or something, you know? And I've seen every episode of that because of my dad, because he's obsessed and whatever. And I can't watch Little House on the Prairie because every time I watch Little House on the Prairie, I cry. Whatever. So here we are. This is Country Heartland. So get in there and see all the little chickens and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's not my style. It's not my style at all. But I'm not hating it, you know? I'm not hating it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. You know how, everybody has one of those where you look at it and you go, this is not me at all. And then you stitch it because you figure, well, I'll stitch it and give it to somebody else. Because I'm not a picky stitcher, you know. I stitch things just to stitch sometimes because, you know, that stabbing thing. So when you're first stitching something and you're going, well, this is not my thing and I'll just give it away, but then you do it and you're sort of like, I like this more than I ever thought I would. And that's one of those. Yeah, I really liked it. And the last one is this one. This is Magnificent Wizard. This was the first piece that I ever stitched on black. Again, there was some throwing involved, Might have been some crying at some point. Um, but I love it. I love it. I love the colors in his robe. I love the dragon. I love everything about this. So stitching it on black was worth it. It was worth it. I freaking love it. I love it. There's nothing else to say about this. I love it. And I think it works perfectly on the black. And oddly, I swore that I would never stitch on black again. Didn't I just do a Stephen King piece on black? I did. But man, I love this. I love it. So, those are the finishes that I could get my hands on. As I said, a lot of, I mean, there are some on the walls around here. Yeah, eventually maybe I'll take them down because, hey, they're actually in frames, McKenna. So, you'll find that enjoyable. I frame everything myself. I've never had anything professionally framed. I just do it myself. And in that ghetto kind of way. I don't do the lacing or the pinning or anything like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Current whip. Yeah, wow, okay. It's around here somewhere. Like I said, I'm working on Woodland Enchantress by Dimensions. Is it over here? I'm looking, guys. I'm not organized. And, you know, it's midnight. So, I don't have time to be organized. I'm tired as hell. I don't know where it is. I don't know where the picture is. I really don't. And it's still in a Q-snap, and I'm not taking it out. But she was put in. She was never a UFO. She was just an inactive whip. She misbehaved. She got put in the timeout corner. That's, I think, when I started to work on my Stephen King piece. And after I was, because you know when I'm done, I start another one right away. I can't not stitch. I can't. I can't. So this was already, you know, everything was all together for it. So I pulled it out and I thought, okay. And the reason why she was in the timeout corner is it wasn't her fault. She got punished unnecessarily. I had screwed up somewhere in here, you know, miscounted somewhere along the line. And I decided that I hated her and never wanted to see her again. To quote Letitia, she had to be put in the corner so that she could think about what she did. So she was in timeout for a couple of months. And when I got it back out and I fixed the problem, I decided that I love stitching her. This is her robe. If I had the picture, which I did, and I don't now. So, yes I do. Here she is. This is what she will look like. All of this part, okay, so Dimensions kits, you know, are cut in half, right? So the whole bottom part of her is done. I'm moving up now to the top 2 pages because I start in the middle. I'm one of those people who starts in the middle. It's easier for me. It's how I was taught. It's just it's how I roll. So, you know, I started in the middle. So, you know, it's all of this is done. She's in the Q-snap. You know how you get it right in the Q-snap and you're like, yeah, I'm not taking that out because it's perfect? I'm not taking that out because it's perfect. It's right where I need it to be. But, yeah. I love stitching her. I love it. It was my fault that she got punished. I'm admitting that. There. I take accountability. It wasn't her fault. It was my fault. So, that's it, guys. I don't have anything more to show you. In part 3, because there'll be a part 3. All good horror movies have a part 3. Usually goes to shit after that, though. And this probably will too. I'll show you my stash. I will show you my stash acquisitions, because I actually have something. I actually do. I do have some gifts. Everything's put aside. It took forever for me to get these all out and make sure that I had everything, so all that rest of the stuff didn't happen. This went on much longer than I really wanted to, and I don't edit, so you get 45 minutes of my life. There you go. Well, again, guys, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, because nobody else wants to, which is fine. Yeah, so thanks again for hanging out with me. Thank you again for all of the commenting and the liking and the subscribing and the very, very cool reception that my Stephen King cat received on Stitchmania and on Instagram. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's the same name as here, x_AmyDeville_x. Yeah, I don't like the X's in there, but Amityville somehow was taken. I'm the original. I'm the original. I don't care if they had it first. I'm the original. So that's it. So I'm going to show the other stuff in part 3. Part 3 is probably going to happen sooner than later. So, anyway, thank you for hanging with me, for dealing with all of that awkwardness. I don't edit. This is my life. So, you guys take care of you. Stitch all of the stuff and show it in all of your videos. And the longer that you make them, the better that I like that. Because it's like hanging out with you guys. I find that enjoyable, because I can pause you, and I don't have to feel awkward about walking away to go do something else. If you were here for real, I'd feel awkward about that. Maybe not. Alright guys, thanks for hanging with me, and I will talk at you soon. Ish. Because ish is a thing today. Ish. Alright guys, thanks a lot. And I'll see you soon. Take care.